Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is the Danish Deception. This is part 23. Just in case you are not up to date, there's a playlist, so don't worry. There's a playlist in the description. Go right there, check it, and start watching from part one because you need to start from part one if you must enjoy this story. For those of you that are up to date,
At this point, I am feeling all the emotions.
let's
Danish
continue.
Deception, part 23. So at this point, I am feeling all the emotions. I'm feeling so much sadness. I'm feeling deep anger. I'm feeling so heartbroken. I'm feeling a little bit of relief because now I know. There's not a question in my mind on who this person is and what he's done. Like, I know exactly who he is. But the feeling that was taking over me completely, as you guys can imagine, is shame. I felt so ashamed. I felt like I didn't recognize the person that I had been for the past 3 years. And when you fall out of love with a psycho narcissist, it's disorienting and empowering at the same time. And it's almost like walking out of a dark room and experiencing sunlight that you never knew ever existed. And that was when I told myself, I've been living in someone else's reality and I want my own back right now. So I pick up the phone, I call his sister, and it's on FaceTime. I'm bawling my eyes out, and she's just apologizing. She's like, I'm so sorry. She said, I felt as though he was living above his means, and this is always a sign, but when he's gambling and stealing from people, and I wanted to have a conversation with you, but I didn't know if you were going to believe me. And he had told the whole family that he had told you about his gambling addiction and about everything in his past. And I told
that is probably why the family were not forthcoming, because in their head, oh, he has told her about his past and she's okay with it. So, and if we're being honest, that kind of situation is something nobody would want to even be the one to bring it up. They want to, leave it in the past since he has already told her about it. And again, she wasn't even talking to her family about anything. So why would you expect a family to comfort you when you're not even honest with your own family? So imagine that kind of situation. But I understand her being angry with them because he's their child and he's the one hurting people. But if I've been honest, no family like to divulge that. Some families are enablers. Let me just
told her, I said that wasn't the case, and she said, well, yeah, his addiction got really, really bad about 10 years ago. He owed money to some really dangerous people. They actually threw a brick through his parents' window, and they chased his friend through the streets with a knife. And she's a police officer, so she wanted to protect him. So she actually went and met with these like dangerous loan sharks and figured out a payment plan for them. And then my ex got a job in China, and then he moved to Shanghai and didn't pay anyone back. And he owed money to his parents. He owed money to tons of people. I did not know any of this. I just knew he owed money to his best friend at the time, and obviously crypto. So I thought these were like small, obviously not small, it's a large amount of money, but I thought these were isolated incidents. I didn't know that this was a pattern. And she was like, once he moved to China, he was there for like 6 months. And then I started receiving messages from people in China. So he was conning people in China as well. So we are now at 3 continents. We have North America, Europe, and Asia. And I'm just completely mind blown. I said, well, how in the world did it get this bad? And she said, well, he got treatment about 10 years ago. And the specialists and the therapists and the counselors at this facility, they told the family that he had the worst gambling addiction that they had seen in their careers. And his family said nothing to me. So that conversation 100% deepened my anger and resentment towards the family. I've worked through a lot of that in therapy, but I still just cannot understand how this shit was not brought to me. But, then she proceeded.
It's how she's saying she cannot understand how it was not brought to her. I don't understand how else it should have been brought to her. When his friend told her, what did she do with the information? Nothing. Even when she found out the guy was gambling, What did she do with information? Nothing. She was there treating like it's a disease. It's a disease that needs to be treated. So if the family had told you, you think you wouldn't have done anything. Let's be honest. She wouldn't have done anything because she was clouded with emotions and love for that man. She was willing to walk through fire for that man. So I don't think she would have done anything. Just that, because she has realized herself, she's not regretting. She's not. So I understand her anger. But even if all the information she got, she didn't do anything with it. So what would the family telling her change anything? It wouldn't have changed anything, if I'm being honest.
He used to tell me, this is why I don't have a relationship with him, because I have kids now, and I could see he has no desire to change, literally none. And I told her, he said that your family had all this money. She said, that's absolutely not true. We're very average, middle-class family. And I also asked her, I was like, has he ever owned any property in Denmark ever? And she said he has never owned.
The fact that she's still even believing him, what he told, all of us knew he was lying. He didn't own anything. How can a man that owns all that kind of property be looking for where to get a loan of $50,000? He doesn't have people in his circle to call on, or he doesn't have enough, credits to get a loan from a bank. My sister.
A single piece of property in Denmark in his life. So I get off the phone with his sister, and then his ex is now available. So I call her and she answers, and I say hi, and she's very, very nice. And she just says, I'm so sorry for what you're going through. I know how devastating it is. And she said, do you want to start, or do you want me to start? And I said, I would love to hear about your experience and understand what you went through. And she started it off saying, okay, well, we were together for 7 years. And I was like, 7 years? He told me 4. So the first sentence that she said was already a lie that he told. And she said he stole money from me, he stole money from my parents, he stole money from my friends. And there's actually a colleague of my dad's that he took money from after meeting him one time. He met this man once and was able to get money from him. I was so shook at everything I was hearing. Obviously, it was her dog. That dog was hers. It was never his dog. She also told me that the godson of the plumber was never his godson. So that was also a lie. Obviously, he never invested in that plumbing business. That was all stupid, all lies. And I asked her, I was like, 7 years is a long time. Like, what pushed you to finally leave? She's like, I just realized he wasn't going to change. And, for a while I knew I should have left him, but I felt like I was just in deep sunk cost fallacy. I feel that too.
It's the same way Onyeka would have stayed with that man till forever. She wouldn't have gone anywhere, if I'm being honest. She was ready to stay through thick and thin with that man.
And then I asked her, I was like, when did you guys break up? They broke up on December 23rd of 2022. So do y'all remember that story about his dad being sick in the hospital and him getting in a fight with his sister?
I said it.
And the back surgery and all the bullshit? It was all a lie. He was living with her. They broke up. She left him 4 months after we started dating. At this point, guys, I was numb. I couldn't even say this man cheated on me. He cheated on her. I was the other woman. And I was so numb to the cheating. I didn't even, it was just okay, let's add something else to the list. I don't even think I cried. I was just like.
If we are being honest, Onyeka, like I said before, and I'll say it again, she gave that man ideas. She made it so easy for the man to use her. She was the perfect victim. And I'm sure the man would have been thanking his stars that God gave him a perfect victim for him to do whatever he wanted. And when he came to meet her family, he saw, it was a perfect play field for him. Everybody was ready for him to, to use them however he wanted. She was the one pushing everything. She told him, I love you for the first time. She gave them ideas. She gave him ideas. Now,
but what's next? Let's see. And it truly felt like for that 24 hours, I was living the same nightmare over and over and over and over again. So at that point, I'm like, it is time to fight. And for starters, I need a divorce. So I start looking up divorce attorneys on day one, and I actually had 2 meetings with the divorce attorneys while all of this was unfolding. So I truly felt like I was fighting for my life. And at the same time, I'm still reaching out to different people that have met him to see if they've given him money. And so I leave my cousin's house. I go back to my house, and I'm with my cousin's wife and my sister and one of my friends. And at that point, I'm like, it is time for me to call my parents. And I was so nervous because I'm like, my parents at this time didn't even know that I was married. So now I have to tell them all these things. On top of that, I have to tell them that I'm legally married. And so I get home, I call my dad, and I'm telling him, hey, I need to talk to you. He's like, what's going on? I go, he's not coming back. And I proceed to tell him about the addiction, the money, everything. And then I ask my dad, I go, but please tell me he didn't take money from you. And my dad goes, don't worry about that right now.
Hey!
And then I was just on the floor screaming. Like, this is my family. This is my family. I didn't even know how to pick myself up.
In one thing I've seen over and over again, this Onyeka has the best support system. Because I'm just imagining, as a Nigerian girl, imagine me telling this to my parents. Hey. And I'm not lying when I tell you, a lot of Nigerians will not tell their parents this. Because they know it will not end well. Like, what? Yeah? He took money from my parents.
And then I heard my dad. I was on FaceTime with my dad, and he just goes, you need to be strong. And I immediately get up, sit on the couch, and he looked at me. He's like, you need to be strong. He said, what he took is a drop in the bucket, and we're going to get through this as a family.
Rich family. Rich in every sense.
Just, you guys, I have the best parents in the world.
Yeah.
So then my mom comes home from work, and I talk to her on the phone. My dad had already told her, and I pick up the phone and I'm FaceTiming her too. And I'm like, Mom, I'm so sorry. And she goes, why are you sorry? You have no reason to be sorry. She goes, everyone that knows you knows your heart. And I love you. You're my daughter. And we're going to make it out of this stronger than ever. I have the best family, the best friends, the best support system in this whole tragedy of a situation. It reminds me of that every single day. And I just, through all the darkness, they are my light. So I'm on the phone with my mom, just talking to her about everything. And then this name pops in my head. So there is this man, and his wife is from Denmark, and she had found my ex on LinkedIn and was like, it's so rare that I meet other Danes in Dallas. Would love to have you and your wife over for dinner. So we went to dinner with them, and they were so nice, so kind. And this man is extremely successful. They were living in a very nice home, and he just felt like he wanted to take my ex under his wing, and he wanted to find him a great job. And he was also working in tech similar to my ex. So this man had taken him to like car shows. He met billionaires and made so many connections through this man. He just...
Do you know what I'm thinking? See, living a double life is just so bad. Imagine if that guy was an honest man. Do you know how made he would have been by moving in this circle that Onyeka has? It's very obvious now that Onyeka is from a rich circle. She has good network of people around her that are even willing to help. So imagine if that man was somebody that is normal. He would have been a made man by now.
I really wanted to be a mentor for him. And so his name popped in my head, and I was like, Mom, I gotta get off the phone. So I get off the phone and I call him and I go, hey, it's Onyeka. And he goes, hey. And I go,
cold.
Is everything okay? He goes, how can I help you? And I go, did my ex take money from you? And he says, that motherfucker took $30,000 from me. And I was just so shook. Like
Hey,
another victim, and this man was just trying to help him. That's all he was guilty of, was trying to help him. And so I asked him, I go, how did he get all this money from you? And he said, well, he told me he was investing in this land. He was building a quadruplex, and he had to rerun the water lines, and he was looking for investors. He said they had 10 to 15 business meetings before this man gave my ex a dime. And he said, listen, Anyeka, I'm a man that's found a lot of success in my life. I have $1.5 million worth of cars. I have $500,000 worth of watches. This man had to work hard to pull one over on me. He said, I have loaded guns in every single room in my house. I didn't know if this man was a part of a group. And I asked him, I go, why didn't you bring this up to me? He goes, well, Anyeka, you're Nigerian. Like, that's a scamming capital of the world. I didn't know if you were in on it.
You said? To be honest, I'm a Nigerian, but I see where the man is coming from, because I don't know why it's the negative parts. Though now Nigeria is beginning to get known for good things. Before now, it's usually a scamming part that people get to know a lot. And I can see where the man is coming from. I know that a lot of Nigerians will not like, or some person here in the book. As a Nigerian, I see where the man is coming from. That's why, like, I'm angry that she's a Nigerian. She's been scammed. Obviously, from the way she's saying, she's born in abroad, but they'd come home. But even at that, it's not enough. So she doesn't really have that normal Nigerian way of living. So I excuse her for that. If not, she wouldn't have been scammed. Nigerian woman being scammed by Oyibo. In which world? Eh? Let me not lie to you, honest. And I'm weaving, but as a Nigerian woman, you are dating an Oyibo man. Everybody expects you to get money from that Oyibo, not the other way around. I don't think I've ever seen a Nigerian woman giving Oyibo man money. I've never seen it though, and I've never heard it. I don't know if anybody watching it has seen it. I've never. It's usually the other way. That man will be the one spending on you. Do you get? So the man saying he thought she was in on it. I don't blame the man, because she's Nigerian. The man would never have thought that the white man is able to pull off this on a Nigerian or Nigerians, because all her families are Nigerians. She even said she's part of Nigerian something in Texas there. I don't know if you guys get my point. So I see where the man is coming from. I totally see where that man is coming from. Even though Nigeria is not the capital scam of the world. I don't have you checked it? I don't think Nigeria is even top 5. If you are mentioning this country that's scam, Nigeria is not even top 5. Go and check it. I don't know if we're top 1. I know we are not second. We are not first. We are not second. We are not third. So go and check that. I don't know why is Nigeria always the one. Maybe because how loud we are. Maybe.
And that's when the irony hit me. I'm Nigerian, and I'm a proud Nigerian. I tell people it's my biggest flex. But the country's not perfect. We have our strengths, we have our weaknesses. But one of our weaknesses is that there's a ton of scammers. Versus Denmark, who's considered to be this prestigious, wealthy, happy country. So the fact that a Danish man pulled this over on a Nigerian, or Nigerians collectively, it just blew my mind. And that's when he says, I'm going to tell you something else that's probably going to blow your mind. And I said, what is it? And we will continue on in part 24. The Danish Deception.
Hey, the bombs are not over. Hey, guys, at this point, I'm just imagining what this game must have gone through. The emotions. Obviously, she's the kind of person that loves deeply, even though this was her first time loving. And I said it, that we need to cut her some slack. This is the first time she's falling in love. So in her head, she's doing everything to make it work. Guys, I'll see you in part 24. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you. Let me show you guys this handcrafted tie and dye shirts. It's so lovely. It's one of my favorite things. Let me show you another. So this comes in blue and white.